Let's see the wall elevation tool. This can be found in the interior, in the documentation and wall elevation. There are several options to that, and I'm going to talk about the settings first. Now, the settings is kind of similar to what you've seen in case of the elevations and the sections. Now, the most important for us that you can select the representation style that you would like to represent your wall elevation in. There is a vector drawing and also raster image, and also you can change the visual style. Now in this case I'm going to go with the shaded version. You can also enable the dimensions for the cabinets, which is an important part of this wall elevation view, as we are using it for our kitchen now. And also you can set up other settings like the fronts you can enable or disable, and also you can change the length dimension type to something that you've created, and the elevation dimension style to something that either is in the software or you have selected that. There is another option to select what sort of symbol you would like to see at the wall, and also how it would be represented with the elevation view. Those are symbols that you can select with specific IDs. You don't have to change those. Those will automatically fill up by default, so you don't have to do anything with that. This is just how they will look like. And then when you say OK, and the software remembers these settings, and when you create the elevations, you can go to the interior elevation, and then you can select the wall that you would like to create the interior elevation of. So I'm going to pick up this wall here, and I'm going to set up the depth around here somewhere in this edge, so it's actually containing all the furniture here and a little bit of this left hand side intersected. So I'm going to finish this. I hit enter because I'm satisfied with the boundaries, and say enter, and then I'm going to place this wall elevation view next to this drawing. This will be placed someplace here. So we can see that the software automatically created a line drawing with all the elevations and the length dimensions. By the way, I can customize where they are, so I will do that in a second. And also there are the colors and all the details. As much as it was created, as much as detailed it was designed, it is all represented here. And I also see many of the details of the kitchen cabinet details, like the doors, the knobs, and also the intersected part here. So this is the wall view by default. Now this is in connection with the original model, so you can refresh it at any time when it changes. But also it has a 2D symbol here represented. Now let me just shift it off to someplace else, like for example to this place, and I'm going to edit this content. So what I would like to do, I would like to instead of a simple number, I would like to change this to, I don't know, let's just say this is the kitchen elevation 01. So when I edit that, it is automatically represented here and here. So those two are interconnected. It is easy to tell when you select an already placed wall elevation view. This tiny dashed line with the rectangle here represents the direction, the depth, and the interconnection with the placed drawing content on the drawing. So this is how they are interconnected. The software understands that they are there, and should I remove this one, the 2D symbol will go automatically wherever I placed it. Also, I can change the wall view name and the room name, for example. Now the room name is as a good thing that is automatically inherited from the room's name, so you didn't have to do anything with that. The software automatically understood that it is in connection with the room. But if you want to, you can rename that. Now, what I would like to rename, I would like to the fronts. I would like to rename that, and then hit enter. So now I will have this full elevation view with this specific name. And I also would like to create another one. I will just simply repeat this interior elevation. But before I do that, I go to the settings, and I would like to create one without fronts. So now I'm just enabling this option, so I don't want to see the fronts. I hit OK. And then I go to the interior elevation. Again, I set the same wall view with the same depth. Nothing has changed. I just hit enter. And this time I will place it next to this existing one. This will be, well, let me just match those next to each other, someplace like that. And then now I have this other view which has automatically another name. This is another wall elevation view with a different content but inherited from the same content. So again, this is in connection with the original content, so whatever I change here, I can right click here and I can update this or all the frontal views as I wish. Now, one thing I promised that I wanted to show you that here actually you can edit the content here. That's a very simple thing. All you need to do is this is a dynamic group. So you can edit the group and you can go into the content and you can say that, well, I would like to move this around, I don't know, someplace here, and I would like to move this other text around here or something like that. So this is how you can edit the content, and then you can close the group. And then still, this is the wall elevation view that the software has generated for you from your drawing with all the dynamic content. So this is how it works. Now, finally, at the end, I would like to show you a great function when you would like to create interior designs and you would like to create many of those elevation views. In that case, you will use the interior elevations from a room. In that case, you just click here and you can select the room that you would like to create the elevation views of. So I'm clicking here and then the software will generate that. Now again, the software by default automatically selects one of the walls. It is selected this tiny part, so I can set up the depth of this wall elevation, and let's just make it sure that it can contain my 600 millimeter deep furniture everywhere, so it's a little bit larger. So I just hit enter and then I can place the first one. Let me just make sure that I will have enough space, because here I will actually generate a lot of these. So I just click here and then the software starts generating those. Okay, so that's it. Pretty cool, isn't it? It's already in connection with the symbols that the software automatically placed here. I can displace these symbols anywhere else. I can displace these content next to each other if I prefer that way. So let me just rearrange this someplace else. Like I would like to see this one here, and for example these, I don't know, someplace here at the right hand side, so something like that. But the most important thing is that, again, what I only need to do is just to add my customized text, something of an extra detail like measurements here, because here I did not have any furniture, so the software didn't measure anything. And I can also change the numbering, I can change the naming, and that's it. It's pretty cool.